Hello everyone. Today we are actually here in my own home sewing studio and we are going to get real today because I have talked about this box on the podcast. Now, if you don't remember what I'm talking about, in this box that has been sitting in my closet for years contains all of my earliest quilts. This is the years of learning, the mistake, like lots of mistakes. And I had mentioned that this has been sitting up in my closet and I had my quilter friends reach out and say, Chelsea, we'll get them quilted for you. And I was really embarrassed about these quilts. And then I realized, per my mom's advice and other friends' advice, that that's all part of our quilting journey and not all of our projects are perfect. So we thought it would be fun to go through the box. This is going to be shedding years of quilt anxieties, but we're going to do it together. So let's get started. Okay, so I haven't looked through the box. I got the box and we're just going to go through it. I do recognize this top one though. I'm going to just open it just a little bit. Now, this one, this is a good story because Vanessa Gertzen of Lella Boutique asked me to do a quilt with her new book coming out. And I had been wanting to do some Halloween inspired. I had like a group of fabrics that I'd put together from various designers plus our own. And this was this really cool diamond quilt. And I remember she said, what project do you want to do? And I was like, I'm going to do the diamonds. But guys, I'd never done these triangle diamonds before. From what I can tell, there's a lot of points that are not aligned, but I think from far away, I think it looks okay. I will say this was a learning curve that, from what I remember, I kind of love this one, actually. I think I want to get this one quilted. This one doesn't scare me as much, but looking at the back, I mean, it's kind of crazy with my seams, but this isn't so bad. This one's not bad. This one's not bad. Actually, I don't know why I didn't get this one quilted. This was actually a sew along with Fat Quarter Shop. And I can't remember which year. And I just used some fabrics that I had on hand. Actually, this is really cute. This was something that Fat Quarter Shop had. And I think I just wanted to sew along. And guys, this one isn't so bad. Maybe the better ones are on top. I don't know. This actually is kind of like the perfect size to drape over a couch, and it's Christmas. So I probably should get this one done for next year's Christmas. Okay. So this is just from, this is my Plaza pattern, but it looks like I never finished it. I think I wasn't sure if I was going to make it into a wall hanging or a pillow. But it's quilted, and I think my mom quilted it for me, but still not finished. So I don't know, pillow or wall hanging. Pillow, actually, I'm going to say pillow because it'd be perfect for the bench in the hallway that I have. Oh, guys, okay. I know this one has a mistake on it, I think. Oh, yes. Okay. Have you ever sewn a quilt where once you put all the blocks together, there are literally blocks that are not matching up? This is what this one is. And let me just tell you, this one doesn't have a border. This is the Swiss quilt by Thimble Blossoms. And as you can see, I'm going to show you on this side, there are blocks sticking out. See that very, very bottom block and then like the third block down. So those didn't match up. I think what I would do now, look on this side too. We have blocks sticking out. Oh goodness, you guys. Okay. Actually, I like it because it's made with all Desert Bloom fabrics. And so this is our third fabric collection that I use the reds and whites from. And then I did a Bella 200, but I would have to figure out a way to trim this quilt, and I would probably lose parts. I'm going to have to lose parts of the blocks if I want to get this quilted, because some of those blocks that are hanging off the edge. Give me a thumbs up if you've ever done that before, because so this one, it wouldn't be too difficult. I would just have to trim parts of those blocks off so that I could, and I'll probably honestly put a border around it. And then, yeah. But this one, that's not too bad of a mistake. I'm sure we've all had quilts where the blocks didn't line up. Oh, okay, you guys, this is a 1/4 inch story. So when we had the Desert Bloom collection, I was just actually starting to sew. And this quilt was not lined. Now it looks like it's lined up, but I think we had to trim the blocks. This is one of my mom's quilt patterns, and she was like, Chelsea, I'm going to give you this layer cake and you're going to make this quilt. But I wasn't, the entire time I made this quilt, I wasn't using a 1/4 inch seam allowance for any of it. It wasn't lined up properly. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it, but if you look, some of the blocks don't line up, and that's because I wasn't using a 1/4 inch seam. Ooh, my pressing on the back is really awful. But this is a really great, simple beginner pattern, if anyone's interested. I think this is her, I will find out for you guys and put it in the comments. But that's our Desert Bloom collection. This actually, I like this one because it would be great for like soccer games. When you go to the soccer fields and you're getting grass stains on things, these are the quilts that have a lot of like bold, fun colors that you're never going to see that. And I will say this, when I go to the soccer games and bring my quilts, all the little kiddos love to come sit down on my blankets. Let me see. Oh, guys, I did not get this one done, and this is amazing. This is by Thimble Blossoms. And it's one of her, she has like 4 of them, and they're seasonal. And oh my gosh, I don't know why I haven't gotten this one quilted. You want to know what I think it was? Here, let me hold this up. I don't think I got it quilted because of these little blocks right here. They didn't turn out how I wanted them to. And maybe it is just because I'm super hypercritical. But I made this using our Clover Holo collection. And this was a great pattern that Camille wrote. I mean, it was awesome. I don't know why I didn't get this one quilted. I think I've had this fear of this box, that it was going to be insanely terrifying. I think sometimes it's almost like when someone gets really, really close to your face and you're like, oh my goodness, they can see every pore in my skin. So when the idea of bringing these to a quilter and them looking so closely at the quilts, I think kind of terrifies me. But this one's cute. I don't know why I didn't get that one quilted. Oh, okay. So right before little Finn was going to be born, I thought I was a genius. I thought I like came up with this. I wanted to do this. This is technically like a Flying Dutchman's block. And I just thought, actually, this is a really great representation of using a whole fabric collection that looks scrappy. So we could talk about that for hours. And I made this for Finn, but it's definitely, I've lost some points. And I think I wanted to hang this over his crib, but I never got it quilted. My pressing on the back is atrocious, but I could go in and fix that later on. This one's cute, and this is also in our Desert Bloom collection. So I was really, really pregnant when this collection debuted at Quilt Market in Salt Lake. And I was really trying to learn how to sew as much as I could. Okay, I have a couple more that I'm going to share because I think we're going to need to do a part 2 of this. And this I'm going to share first. And the reason why is I absolutely love this quilt. This is another quilt pattern by Thimble Blossoms. And a lot of these things I'm talking about, you can't even see on camera probably, but up close you would be able to see. And this was especially challenging with all of these points. And you will notice, probably not on camera, maybe on camera, but up close, that a lot of these points just did not match up and go together. And it's not perfect. I mean, I definitely have some of these blocks, these cornerstones hang out a little bit. But wow, I love this one, and I absolutely need to get this one quilted no matter what. I used various red, whites, and blues from our fabric collections, like Creekside, mostly from Creekside and Clover Holo, I believe. But this is just a really good example of I tried a new technique and it was my first time, and I ended up pushing through and finishing it, and I'm glad that I did. But I think I was so distraught when I finished it and it wasn't perfect that I think I just added it to the box. But that one's so pretty. I love it. Okay, this is the last quilt for today, and this one means a lot to me. This was the very first quilt I made. And after we got back from my very first quilt market where we presented our very first fabric line, I was really inspired and I decided I'm going to get a fat quarter bundle here. And I did. I went to Sample Spree. I got a fat quarter bundle of Farmhouse by Joanna Figueroa of Fig Tree & Co. And I went home and I had some low volume from our Bright Sun collection that really, really matched. The ivory matched Joanna's a lot, so I used it as the background. And this is one of my mom's quilt patterns. And I made it just in time for Christmas. I remember I really, really wanted to finish. The ironing is not perfect. The blocks are not perfect. But I remember being frustrated and calling my mom quite a few times, and I wasn't sure how to make these blocks. And I remember my mom telling me, you know, you might have started out with a patchwork quilt, but of course, in true Chelsi fashion, I wanted to do something that required a little bit more work. But this started it all, and I still haven't gotten it quilted. So I think I need to. I think I need to in time for next Christmas. And that is just a portion of this box. There's more. I think we're going to do a part 2. I think this is good for this time. But guys, I'm not as stressed as I thought I would be. I thought I was going to have a lot of anxiety about this, but this just brings back, I think, memories and that have to do with my quilting journey. So thank you for watching this video where I got to share with you some of my oopses and finishes that aren't perfect, but I guess that's all a part of how we start as quilters. So thanks so much for stopping by.